One phone call can change your entire life. Maybe you get a phone call saying you got the job, or maybe you get a call from that cute girl and she's like, yeah, I'm free on Friday. Or maybe you get a call that's like, hey, you won the election, or hey, you lost the election, or I regret to inform you. But I think everybody knows that one phone call can change your life. And last week, I actually made a phone call that I think was one of them. But I need to tell you a quick story first. When I was a kid, I had this really wild imagination and I loved telling stories. I remember being like 4 or 5 years old and having these elaborate, tall tales that I would tell my babysitter or my sister or friends or parents or just anybody who would listen. If you were to ask me, what do you want to do when you grow up? I always said I wanted to be the president or a rock star. Basically, I was very ambitious and had a really, wild imagination. So somewhere along the line, I remember watching Jurassic Park and I saw on Discovery Channel this, how they made the movie kind of thing. And I watched a few of those different shows. And I just thought filmmaking was the coolest thing ever. And so I remember getting my parents' gigantic, VHS camera somebody had given to us. And I actually made like a stop-go animation film out of my action figures. I used to talk about making films, with my friends, and we'd always aliens and whatever the topic was. And then in high school, I remember a camera showed up and me and my buddies got together and filmed what I think is the greatest indie film of all time. Blunt force trauma to the abdominal region. A real epic.
Noise! Noise, Jamaica! Would you like to do it? What are you doing over there? We're fighting here.
Anyway, I have two problems. The first one is I have too many interests. The second one is I actually have two more problems. I tend to hold my dreams in such high regard and I want them so badly that I kind of get afraid to fail, and so I don't really attempt them or I just don't do much with them, which I think is pretty common. The second one is that I'm actually desperately afraid of embarrassing myself in front of my friends and my critics and family and just about anybody. And so specifically when it comes to talking in front of a camera like I'm doing now, or just doing anything creative, whether it's writing a song or trying to, write something or make a movie, I sort of just don't. But that has been changing recently, and I think it's all for the better. So I started a different YouTube channel on, hey guys, I'm Eric, and this is Music Theory Breakdown. Music theory, not the most exciting thing in the world, but I wanted to do it just so I could get started. Then it struck me, I need to call Bruce. So now we're back at the phone call. So I call him up, except for it wasn't like this. It was more like this. I'm like, yo, Bruce, what up? Why don't you and I both commit right now that we're going to tell a story on camera every week and post it to YouTube? Now, Bruce, if you don't know him, is an actual filmmaker. He's going to school for that, and he's been into film for like his entire life. And so we're besties, and I'm like, hey, we could do this together. What do you think? And he agrees. So I'm pretty sure that was the phone call that changed the rest of my life, because now I'm accountable to actually make something, and now I think I can actually accomplish my goals. Now, these are for my other YouTube channel about how many people I want to reach and the kind of stuff I want to make and how much content I want to put out, which is all good and well. But what I really want to do is pursue a dream. And so that's what this is. So if you're watching this, you can expect at least one thing from me, which is that next Sunday, you're going to have another story to listen to right here on the YouTubes. Come hell or high water, I'm going to be doing this thing.